Let's get warm up.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of Real Estate on the Rocks. I guess before I introduce our first guest, I wanted to kind of just give a little summary of what we're trying to do here at Real Estate on the Rocks. As you may have noticed, not every episode is going to be directly about buying or selling a home. My goal is to try to provide value to you guys, whether it's you're already a home buyer and you're looking for some different type of features that you can add to your house, different good whiskeys, just anything. But really, my goal is to bring some kind of value and a guest that can provide some information that you can use down the road. So anyway, my guest today is Frankie Canova with Canova Solutions. I met him. He is a real estate agent in the same office as me at Pennant Real Estate, and just all around good guy. And I will let him take it away.
Yeah, the thing we talked about was networking. You know, that's kind of my forte. I've been doing networking and IT for about 12 years now, and that kind of parlays into what we do now is home automation. That's become a real big thing now with everything from thermostats, lights, door locks. TVs, audio, visual, inside, outside, a lot of outdoor kitchens and things like that. That's things that we're kind of getting into now.
Right. So I guess this is something that's really kind of taken off in the last 5 years. Have you, how long have you been doing home automation? I know you've been doing IT for quite a while now, but home automation, is that something that just kind of overnight has just kind of
it's still fairly new as far as what I've been doing, but it's been automation. The Control 4 is what we use, and the Control 4 has been around for about 10 years now. Okay. And it's, like I said, it's something that's just like technology. It's ever changing, it's ever evolving. As new technology comes up, they're creating drivers and things like that. But yeah, it's Control 4 is basically the 4 aspects of your life: audio, video, heating, cooling, and lighting. So that's kind of the reason it's called Control 4, is controlling those 4 aspects.
That makes sense. So is there one item that you control that you find is you see more and more of a want or a need for controlling?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the thermostats, the locks. That's kind of and the lighting. That's kind of that's going to go through, because now TVs and stuff like that are hooked to the internet, and a lot of them come with apps. Our big thing about all these different electronics, the thermostats, the locks, the lights, and the blinds and things like that, is they've got an app for each one of them. And it's let me stop doing what I'm doing in this app, get out of this app, and go this one.
Right.
Control 4 is it's all in one app. So you can literally pull up your TV, run Dish, run Cox, or whoever the cable provider is, Netflix, things like that, Roku, Apple TV, turn the lights up, turn the lights down, control fan speed, thermostats, things like that.
So one thing we were talking about before is phases of what was it? Phases, that the term you used, where your morning routine.
Right. Scenes. They call it scenes. And so
scenes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically, a lot of us have a set kind of routine we do when we get up in the morning, or go to bed at night. Mine is when I get up, I turn a certain set of lights on, start the coffee pot, turn the outside lights off, and then come back and unlock the door, let the dogs out the back. So it's just basically a press of a button now that you can kind of do those scenes, create different scenes. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. And then, of course, on the way back, on the night mode, the outside lights come on, doors lock, thermostat kicks down to whatever the temperature you set, and then you go to bed. So it cuts down the routine. If I can save about 10, 15 minutes each night or each morning, it adds up over years.
That's great. And I also want to, before we get too far into it, a lot of people always ask, Android or Apple? Does it matter? Is there an app for both platforms?
You have to sell your Android and get Apple. That's how it's No, it's both platforms. It can also be ran through a laptop or something like that. Like I said, we talked about, can it be done remotely? And you could be anywhere you want to and turn your lights on, turn your TV on. Kind of back in the day when we were there, we have timers set, or have somebody come turn the light on and turn the light off for us to make people think that somebody's there. But now we can literally control lighting, we control TV, we can turn the volume up and down from the beach.
Yeah.
It's just crazy what kind of things you can do now just from the cell phone.
Right. What has been the biggest, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are kind of questioning who's got control, how secure your network is. Is that something that, you guys are pretty confident in, the security of the network? And
well, that's also, that's one thing that we like to do, is make sure we hit the network first. Get a very secure network for also the strength of the network as you're walking through. Because if your network's not strong, the app and stuff like that you're going to control your house is not that strong. Gotcha. Now, as far as the security goes, Target can get hacked. I mean, everybody can be hacked. I mean, it's so to say that it's never possible that we've got a certain encryption that doesn't cause that. I mean, it is as secure as we can make it.
Right.
So if somebody really wanted to get in, somebody's gonna. I mean,
I'm assuming it's got a PIN or a password.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And it also alerts you on who's using it or not, so you can actually get a log of who's logged in, when they logged in, how long they logged in, what they did when they logged in. I mean, a little bit of information overkill, but some of those people want to know if the lights are going off and on, who's doing this.
Right. So I don't know if we had touched on it or not, but one thing I always thought would be helpful is a key fob, kind of like your car, but to get into your house, where it's automatically unlocks when you get within a certain proximity. Is that something that you guys?
Yes, it runs through Bluetooth. Yeah, there is a key fob, but that's more for like an alarm style. It's mainly just Bluetooth and into your phone, and we can also create those scenes that we had talked about. So as you get up to the door will unlock due to the Bluetooth, and then when that unlocks, we can set a scene, an if-then statement, conditional statement saying, well, when that door unlocks and it's nighttime, turn the lights on, turn the thermostat to a certain temperature.
Right.
You can set that whole scene and just walk into your home.
Right.
Usually. Like I said, it's good for like wife with kids or you're grocery shopping and you got groceries on your arm. Your hands are full. I mean, it's just like you said, the cars, now being able to just walk up to it, get in, open the door, start the button, and go. So it's ease of access. It's all about making life a little bit simpler.
Right. That's really, I really need that in my house. But have you found that more and more people are, getting into this, or do you think more people are maybe just learning about it, just hearing it, and not really sure about it?
I think everybody has some piece of technology already in their home. Somebody's either got the lock already, they've either already have the thermostat, they have these things in place already, some kind of lights that they can turn on and off. It's just making them all to work together and then adding just those few other features, making sure that you know scenes. You do need to be able to program a little bit to make that Control 4 actually happen. But we can set up statements for you, like if I do this, then this happens. You can actually change some of those settings. It's not over the top. It's not like you got to be a coder. It just says if I open this or I turn this on, do this.
Right. And I guess that leads me to the next question. When, say you come out, you set up someone's house, and they've got the thermostat, they've got the blinds, they've got 2 TVs and whatever running off this automation. 6-7 months down the road, they decide they want to add another piece of equipment to be automated. Is that something you guys come back out and do? I mean, obviously for a price, but is that, or can they easily add that to?
It's a little trickier to actually add it into the app. That's something that we can do remotely. There's a way that we can actually remote into the system and add those equipment at a very, very smaller charge than it would have been if we had to come on site, physically plug and play something in there.
Gotcha.
So yeah, if they decide they wanted to add another thermostat or they wanted to add a light or something like that, I mean, if it's as easy as some of the bulbs actually have Wi-Fi in them that you can just screw in and we can control it that way. So if it's something as easy as that, we can do it remotely.
And so to control the lights, the light bulb has to be.
Well, you can do that, or we control the switch. What we would do is we would actually change your light switch out to be a certain kind of switch that controls with our system. So it's not. So that one, instead of having to physically change each light bulb, we control the actual light switch. So that actually controls all the lights, not just because those bulbs could be upwards of $35-$40 individually. As many bulbs as I change, I don't want to be changing that many bulbs at $30 a pop.
And I know all projects are going to be different. What's the average price, or what's a typical price someone with a 25 to 3,000 square foot home with the minimal options? What's an average price? And obviously it's
per base. But if we do just like just a media room, there's we have 3 systems really that are kind of our control system is the EA1, EA3, and the EA5. EA1 is for basically your one room media style rooms. Right. The 3 would be up to about 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. It starts to get a little because it's based on the network. Right. And then the EA5 is anything larger than that. A lot of the EA5s is a commercial job, so you'll see them in like a Buffalo Wild Wings or one of those kind of things.
What does EA stand for?
I have no
idea. Stumped him.
EA, got me.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let me check this again. This is
going to sleep. that could be another thing.
That's what I was wondering. Maybe. I don't think so. Yeah, sorry about that. We had a little computer video glitch there. Yeah, so he was talking about the different levels of pricing. All projects are different, but
yeah, an entry project could be a few $100, upwards to a large amount. So we've done as large as $20,000, $30,000 projects, but that's game room with 3 TVs,
right.
Lights in that room. We control his pool fountains. We control the heating and cooling in this pool. He determines how much chlorine, all that goes to the pool. The lighting in the pool. Outside, he had 2 outdoor TVs.
Yeah.
Cable boxes, lights, cameras. Let's see what else. Oh, and then and the cameras as well. So we had 8 cameras installed. So that's another feature that I like too with the Control4 system is being able to have centralized video too. So like my wife is, when she's home alone, she's a little scared. So what we do is you have the cameras outside. And we can pull them up on our phone. Obviously, that's not a big feature. But depending on what room she is, since it's centrally located, we can route that video to any TV.
Yeah.
So if she's in the bedroom, she presses input, goes into the camera, so you can see the cameras in the bedroom. Or if she's in the guest room, she hears the noise, she's able to turn the TV on, go to the input, and see the cameras there as well.
Gotcha. Well, that's really interesting. I guess I'm at a loss for questions right now, but is there is it a benefit to get a hold of you during construction, or is it you find it's
yeah, obviously I'm a big proponent to hardwiring things.
Right.
I like stuff to be hardwired because we don't have to rely on interference and things like that. Because some people's homes they put certain walls in there, a certain structured wall, or there may be a brick fireplace that causes some interference. So we like to hardwire as much as possible. With older homes and homes that are already built, the sheetrock being up, we're having to feed wires. It's going to take us about 10 times longer than if the house is in pre-construction phase where we can actually get in there before the sheetrock. We run all our wires, it would be significantly cheaper. Yeah, so while they're in the building phase, they'll let me get with the builder and kind of work with them. We work with builders. So my brother's also at construction. He has his own design and construction, so that plays well into this as well because he has a lot of outdoor kitchens. And the first thing that somebody wants an outdoor kitchen is audio and video.
Right. So
that kind of plays well. But yeah, the construction phase is a lot better. But we still can retrofit an older home.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think there would be a need to retrofit. There's obviously a lot more older homes than there are new construction for now. But
and some of the things that I'm considering, when we talk about, because we come from the real estate side as well, so we can kind of see it on that side. Is somebody's looking at selling a home, you need to renovate your kitchen or you need to renovate that. Those could be very large ticket items where we can do something in a third of it or a fraction of it, and make your home quote unquote a smart home at that point, to where you literally have now upgraded your home for a lot cheaper price than what.
And it's a nice selling point for the millennials and Generation Xers that are in the market. That's
perfect.
Yeah, that's really great. Is there any other information you'd like to get out there, or website, or anything like that, or phone number?
Yeah, I mean, you could look me up. Ask you for the number, Frankie Canova, Canova Solutions. Like I said, it's free estimates. We'll come out and look at what you got and kind of just give you an idea, ballpark. We usually break it down 3 or 4 different options for you.
Right.
Like I said, and we do service calls and stuff like that. So if you already have a system in place and there's something wrong with it, or there's something that you want to add or change, or if you just want to, if you're maybe selling the home and just bring that piece of equipment, we'll transfer that over for you. We're able to take care of that as well for you.
Yeah, that's really good to know. One thing we are going to be adding to the YouTube channel here soon is I had quite a few calls after my first guest, Rick Vineyard, was on, and he's decided he'd be willing to do an Ask Rick section. I don't know if that's going to be the official title of it, but you guys will be able to submit questions on any type of home maintenance or anything like that. So be looking out for that and submit any questions you got. It doesn't matter what the question is as far as home maintenance or add-ons or anything like that he'd be willing to answer those questions, and we'll kind of go through and pick and choose the best ones. So look out for that. I'll be posting more about that soon. Again, if you have any questions for Frankie Canova, just leave a message in the leave a comment in the comment section.
That works.
Something like that. anyway, I'm sure he would be happy to answer any questions and probably talk to you directly if you wanted to get him out to give you a quote or anything like that. Appreciate you joining us today. Y'all take care.